Hey, what's up, fam? I'm still alive. I refuse to quit. I refuse to give up. It's week three. Week three, almost week three without a car. And it sucks. Man, I do not do well staying at home by myself. I have a roommate there, but, we're all just trying to work, so we hardly see each other, which isn't that bad. I have to stay busy. I've done like 100 cold calls since last week, trying to get business. A few promising things. I just probably gonna try and jump into a car within the next couple weeks, just so I can move and maybe do just a little bit of Uber, but not a lot, just so I can kind of like balance out the ebb and flows with work picking up. I do have a promising project coming up, but I wanted to get on here and just really just give myself a pep talk. I don't know who's going to see this in the future, but I know it's something that I can go back to and look at. Last night it got pretty low. I miss my kids so much, man. I never thought, I thought, I could grind it out and, I could build something for them. But man, my kids are everything. And I realize that now that they're out of the house, unfortunately. I have a tough relationship with my oldest son, but ChatGPT has been kind of helpful during this time. ChatGPT told me to write them a letter. And so last night, since I was feeling pretty low and I missed them a lot, I called them, but they were, watching TV. They were, they were doing their own thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But it just hurts that all their rooms are empty in my house. And now I have to take responsibility for that. So I wrote them a letter. I'll probably be doing it at least like once a week, writing them a letter, putting them together, and then giving it to them when I think they're ready. And I think, like, not to be a pessimist or anything, but man, life is going to be so hard. Life is going to be extremely difficult, and there's nothing we can do about it. But what we can do is pick up the pieces bit by bit, little by little, pick them up and try and build something. Not necessarily grinding so much as more chiseling, making something useful. It's going to be hard, and we have to choose. We have to choose to do something hard now so that we can have it easy. Or we could choose to have it easy, and it's going to be difficult for us. We had to put in the work. And so I think, I just got discouraged with this last 6 months, just everything falling apart, kind of thrown at me. But the best thing I can do is just pick up the pieces, build it one brick at a time. It's going to be difficult, and it's all going to end the same way, right? We're all going to die. Do we want to live a life without taking risk? Or do we want to live a life just, weighed down by the regret of what we could have done, of what we could have become? I'm listening to this book, Winning, and everyone was telling. I'm not a sports fan at all, but I do love the documentary The Last Dance. But everyone was telling MJ the reason he won was because of Shaq, was because of Shaq, was because of Shaq. And so in his competitive nature, he tries to prove, if he could do it without Shaq. And then he went on to win however many rings. I mean, you guys can probably, do that. And so I think this part of my life, I'm asking myself, like, man, did I come this far just because of, the people in my life? Or can I do something different without them? Or just with someone else? Not that it was bad to have these people in my life, but, that's a chapter that's done. That's a chapter that's closed. And the only thing I can do is just move forward and build from here and create new memories. I sat down with someone yesterday and had lunch with him, and he said, look, man, like, the memories aren't in your house, they're in your mind. If you need to change whatever you need to change to get through this thing that you're going through, like, don't be attached to it. Just realize that the memories that you've created with your children, however they were in the home, but they're actually in your mind and in your heart. And I think one of the things that I personally don't deal with this. I mean, I do get like really lonely, like really easily, just because I'm like super extroverted, but I have a lot of friends, a lot of close friends that know everything about me. I'm pretty sure there is no secret. Everyone knows everything about my life at some point. I'm just kind of, I have those close relationships. But from what I see is there's some of you guys that don't. You don't have close relationships. And this isn't built overnight, but man, we were built to be a community. You have to have people that you can bounce off ideas. The guy I had lunch with yesterday, cool dude, I wouldn't do certain things with him, but I would do other things with him. Like, he's just a great relationship I have. That's a great business relationship. But I like hearing input from all sorts of places, right? Even someone that's completely different than me, has different beliefs, different values. I like hearing their inputs. And it's like a sounding board, right? You have those friends, they'll tell you the truth, no matter what. You have those friends that are down, ride or die, you can call them, and they're down. And you have those friends that can encourage you when you need it. I'm very fortunate, to have a lot of those characteristics in my friends. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, you fuckers need friends, dude. In real life, I hope you find some here, right? I'll have hopefully in the future, a community where men can gather and, say the fucked up shit we want to say, but help each other out. But you guys need friends in real life. I'm thankful, for the people that I have in my life. But I've also been fucked by a lot of people. I've been fucked by a lot of people that I thought were my friends, screwed me. And yes, it hurt in the time, but you just got to move forward, right? You got to move forward. No one's coming to save you. Shit's gonna be hard, difficult regardless. But we have to pick up the pieces. Because if we don't, if we take it easy, our life is gonna be hard. Put in the work. Look, man, it's okay to try and figure things out, but we've got to be busy. We've got to do things to keep us occupied and keep us moving. Challenge your body, put yourself into submission, and go for a run. Go to the gym, do push-ups, whatever. But we have to put in the work to build to build something. And what we're going through right now, man, is temporary. It's not forever. Don't give up. You know, the darkest hour is only 60 minutes. You know, it's those few minutes before the sun rises. It's extremely dark, you know, but everything changes so quickly. And, you know, I'd like to hope, and I'm going to choose to hope that that's going to be me right now. Everything falling apart, man. This divorce in October, my spouse leaving, quitting her job, taking the kids an hour away while I was working in Hawaii. It broke my heart. I just saw it through the Ring camera. It killed me. Coming back to an empty home. And I had a buddy of mine come and I told him, I was like, look, man, I don't want to walk into this house on my own, like by myself. You know, would you come hang out with me after the airport? And so I had all the luggage in the car. We went and hung out, shot some guns. And then we both walked into the house together. It was empty, you know. And could I have done that alone? Probably, but probably would have been very difficult. And then, you know, February, getting my car totaled, getting hit by 2 vehicles. And turns out this lady didn't have an insurance that was at fault. She was ticketed. And then not even a month later, getting my Tesla totaled. Same thing, this lady was at fault. She got ticketed. I'm going to choose to believe that things are going to look up. That they're not going to be down forever. And maybe that's what you need to hear. Things aren't going to be down forever. They're going to look up. Just pick up one fucking brick at a time, man. If it's just making your bed in the morning, make your fucking bed in the morning. That's it. Small wins. Daily. Compound. And that's what we need, man. That's what me and you need right now is small wins. Make them fucking tiny. The reason I'm running so much is just I'm not running in a group. I'm not running in a trail in Memorial where all the hotties are. No, I go out of my house. Literally at the end of my street, I begin my run and then I hit the trail. And that's it. I have to make it as easy as possible. I have to decrease the resistance that it's going to take me to build the new habit. Make your bed. Drink more water. Get rid of the sodas. You know? Change the things that you're listening to. Change the music that you're listening to.